All right, I'm just gonna say we're going. All right, so
Yeah.
Reflux is the thing we're recording right now. Yay, baseball,
Baseball.
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 Yeah, I've forgotten the name of the show that we did, but it's about baseball. The
Taikyo.
Taishou, Yakyuu, Musume.
Musume, which means
That's the one.
Taishou. Thanks for translating. That's a great translated title, guys. That still has fucking Japanese in it, you morons. Baseball girls is what it means.
Baseball.
So, yeah. Oh, wait. Maybe I'm being an asshole and the school is named Taisho? I don't think it was.
I don't remember what the school was named.
I want to say no.
Anyway, yeah. So, this is a baseball anime set in 1920s Japan where baseball was becoming popular. There were school teams and stuff. Cool. This show is about it's supposedly about baseball. We saw about 2 seconds of baseball and a lot more of just girls talking about the concept of baseball. Or trying to, because none of them really actually know what baseball is. The setup of the show could use some work. So, our protagonist character is a girl who dreams of fitting in at school, it seems like. She lives in Tokyo, which is like the new happening city, I guess, in 1920. So, okay.
Which is a weird concept for anime, considering Tokyo is always just kind of a staple.
Yeah. And this is apparently around the time when the seifuku, the traditional, well, now traditional Japanese girl's uniform, which is like a sailor girl uniform, when that started to become popular and replace the kimono. And this girl daydreams, well, she was still asleep, it's night dreams, of waking up and getting a seifuku from her parents to go to school in, and she sings a song that is apparently a traditional song that makes lots of references to bits of Tokyo that no longer exist, and also has a lot of nonsense lyrics. The translation notes in this sequence were pretty useful. Because like it's unapologetically talking about things that maybe Japanese people would know, or maybe they wouldn't. They probably know the song, I guess. But yeah, she dances and sings as she walks to school in her new sailor uniform and rides the tram and stuff. And then she wakes up and she asks her dad to get her a seifuku, and he's like, "No, kimonos are fine. Girls have gone to school in kimonos for fucking decades or something, and nothing wrong with that. But everyone else is wearing seifuku," and he's like, shut up.
Thanks, Dad.
Which is frankly a little unusual for Japanese culture. It's a bit of a war between like not being the nail that sticks out, and also tradition, which is two things that Japan are kind of big on. So, okay, kind of interesting to see those at war with each other. Changing times and stuff. If they did anything more with that.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose they might later
level.
when they actually get to the playing baseball stuff. Eventually, in this 12-episode series.
I have to assume tradition and I have to assume that's going to come up again.
Yeah. So she goes to school in her kimono, and she's running late and has to run when she gets to the gate, and she gets stopped by the disciplinarian teacher and sequence, and then another teacher runs through the gates, and she's like, yeah, okay, I'm here on time, woo. Okay. Neither of these characters really come up again for this first episode. Then we get to the classroom, and protagonist girl has a friend who wants to talk to her and gives her a letter. She got a letter in the shoe locker from her friend who really wants to talk to her, and they eat lunch together, and friend is like, hey, let's play baseball. No, she's like, hey, I want you to do something for me, and I'm not going to tell you what it is until you agree, which is a shitty thing to do. Like, just generally, that's not cool. But
that's whatever. Just being a bad friend.
Yeah, a little bit. But, protagonist agrees, like, okay, baseball. I don't know what that is, but okay, we'll do that, I guess. Rope me into it. So, protagonist's friend goes to the class and says, hey, so I kind of want to try playing baseball, so if anyone wants to join in. And the three girls are like, yeah, okay, sure. How do we do that? I don't really know.
We need like 9 people for a team, right? What you do?
We only review the first episode of a show. The second episode had better have a damn good explanation for how this girl came up with this idea and why this idea. Because she's saying, let's go play baseball without having ever seen anything about the game or knowing any of the rules, and it's just completely out of nowhere. It's not like a personal inspiring quest of fighting against the patriarchy. It's no League of Our Own or anything like that, which was also not great, but that's besides the point. At least it had a point. This just seems like, I want to do a thing.
So
just say a random word. Baseball? Okay, I want to do baseball. Okay.
So I think it was linked in the podcast Discord. Do you guys know the series called Pitch Meeting on YouTube?
Yes.
It's the guy basically talking to himself as a person pitching a movie or a series. And one of the many staples of that series is because then the movie can happen. And I think that might be the case in this one. The reason for that decision is because the anime can happen.
Yeah, I guess so.
There is probably no deeper meaning to that one.
Which, I mean, it doesn't really take that much work to do a setup, but I guess they just wanted this friend character to be kind of a dope, I guess. I don't know.
Probably.
In this episode, she comes off kind of an idiot, and I think there was like a second where it was like, hey, maybe there's a deeper meaning behind why she wants to do this, but they don't elaborate on it at all. And everyone just seems kind of like a fucking muppet. So they have the idea of, okay, we don't know what the fuck baseball is, but we could watch a game and learn. It's a reasonable idea. Alright, let's go to the game that's probably happening. Oh, our school is... Well, the nearby school is having an away game, so we can't go see that one. But there's another school that is also having a game. They're like 7 miles away, but we can go. So, alright, it's a bit of a trek. Fine, whatever. Let's just... If I can ride the tram, we can go. So they go, and they step onto where the field is for... like about 5 seconds. They see a pitch, and then the batter hits the ball, and if memory serves, it's a line drive right to the pitcher's face. And there's blood and stuff.
What a way to sell the sport.
And the 3 girls run away. They're just like, no. Which is a fair reaction. Going from, I don't know, it's a word that I don't know any of the meaning to, so sure, to, okay, first thing we see is an injury. No, I'm good. Thanks. Pass. So yeah, friend character is dejected, and protagonist character is nothing, because that's pretty much her default mode for the entire episode, is watching other people do things and feel things.
She really doesn't do much at all.
Yeah, her entire character so far is, I want to wear a seifuku. Cool. So she goes home, and there's a scene with the family. They have a dude working at the restaurant that they own, and it all doesn't really go anywhere. The friend character comes over or calls or something, I don't fucking know. And then next day at school, and everyone that was maybe considering that baseball thing, like the ones that weren't those 3 girls, are like, oh, you saw a dude like bleeding from the nose? Yeah, never mind then. We'll pass. Then there's oh right, that was the thing at the home thing, which was friend character comes over and shows protagonist a baseball mitt, and it's too big because they didn't really make baseball for a female fit, so small hands kind of a thing. But
which is understandable, yeah.
There weren't any female teams at the time. And that's pretty much that. And they go to school, and she's like, everyone's just kind of giving me the stink eye because I had a suggestion that was really bad, it turns out. But I still kind of want to play baseball, even though I don't really know what it is, and the only thing I've seen of it is someone getting injured. So, I don't know. Let's keep trying. Yeah. And then at lunch, another character who I've already forgotten the entire appearance of shows up and is like, that baseball thing, maybe. And there is another girl who is kind of like generic tomboy kind of look, and she's watching on in the distance, and she's like, and that's about it.
Baseball.
At the pace of this show, where after the entire first episode the characters still don't actually know how baseball works, I get the feeling by episode 12 we might be in a game.
That might be the finale.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I mean, okay, there's a lot of anime about the forming of clubs. Not necessarily sports anime, but just making a club at school. And it is nice to see them engaging with that thing right away. But yeah, for all the sort of good that does.
So let's just sum this up. The protagonist of this show is not really a protagonist, is more or less a point of view character who doesn't have character. The actual protagonist of this show has no established motivation for the thing that she's trying to do, that she doesn't have any idea of even how to start how to do. And there are potentially other characters that might exist at some point in the future.
Yeah.
It's entire. I have never been more uncertain as to whether the thing that is in the title of the show will ever actually happen.
I feel like there's got to be some serious montages that come later.
I would hope so.
I'm looking at the picture for this anime, and it is just the protagonist and friend character. And the protagonist is sitting on the grass with a baseball mitt next to her, and friend character is just standing there looking pretty with her hair blowing in the breeze. They're both wearing seifuku, and they are absolutely not playing baseball. And I feel like that is going to be the rest of this show. Just kind of sitting there, not really doing anything, talking about baseball occasionally, but really just being there and looking pretty.
Yeah, that might very well be the case.
Mm-hmm.
At least we might have a full roster of people by the end of the season. Or I guess series, since it only has one season.
I'm going to look at the comments because maybe someone has actually seen the whole thing. People liked it, I guess. I'm going to check on the last episode to see whether anyone's talking about actual baseball. Apparently there's a couple at the end of it. Cool. Yeah. So it, based on the comments for this show, it's starting to seem like, yeah, this whole baseball thing is basically just one of those clubs that's a DOS club, where you just sit around and not actually do the thing you're supposed to be doing, that the club is named for, but it's just a thing. A baseball enthusiast club, I guess.
Which isn't, I mean, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's just kind of not what this show promised.
Yeah. I don't really know what to make of this one. Aside from, wow, it was kind of weak.
When did this come out?
That's a good question. Oh, what was the thing? 2009, looks like.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's from a light novel. So I'm curious if this is early on when they were starting to adapt light novels more regularly, and so they just kind of picked a bad one that didn't have a lot happening in it. So maybe the pacing issues are from that, but that's a bit of a long shot, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, this might just be like a straight text adaptation of the light novel, which was just a lot of people standing around and talking for a while, because you can do that in books and not so much in shows.
Yeah. I mean you can do that in slice of life too, but I get what you're saying. It's less possible.
Yeah. We should roll something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to play baseball when I was a kid. So watching people not know what baseball is kind of made me remember those good old times of standing in the outfield and having the ball never reach me because we were kids and nobody would ever hit it into the outfield.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I would just play in the dirt. And then I would get a trophy at the end of the season, having never got a chance to do anything because the coach's kids were always the favorite and they got to do everything.
Oh. That. That one I can relate to a little bit.
All right, well, I rolled a 19.
And then a 19.
What was that?
I have no idea. 14, 15, 16, 17. Q is back in 17. Yay, that's a thing. 18, 19. Okay, that's weird. The scroll isn't actually scrolling. Hang on. Alright. 19. Okay, so that's S. Sa. 212.
Damn.
168.
Okay, 168. Okay. Oh god, there are a lot of pages on this. That's Spire. I think that's it. Yeah, okay. Spiral, Sweetie no Kizuna. It's a Kizuna Eye prequel anime. No, it's not. Spiral, the Bonds of Reasoning.
Okay.
That sounds anime as fuck.
Yeah. Narumi Ayumu lives in the shadow of his older brother's disappearance 2 years earlier. Now residing with his brother's wife, police detective Narumi Madoka, Ayumu is constantly preoccupied by the last words his brother spoke. Blade children.
What?
Well, that's a bold choice of last words. As a series of mysteries arise, Ayumu uses his formidable detective skills to solve the crimes, even though he's not the detective, but whatever. But it is always the larger mysteries that continue to loom over him. Who are the Blade children? Why did his brother disappear? Okay, this sounds kind of dumb, but alright.
Is he also a detective? Did he not become an official detective because he didn't want to make his brother feel bad? Like what?
Pretty mixed reviews according to the comments.
Well, gotta learn about these Blade children.
Yeah.
Can we check the time on this one?
All right.
There is a mention in the comments of it being 3 minutes, so it's worth checking.
Blade children. Oh my gosh.
Blade.
Look at that
children.
anime boy.
Wow. That is some anime that ever animated.
I know, right? Oh no, it's full length.
That hair is a goddamn bird's nest, is what that is.
Blade children.
He needs to see the Blade children, see if they can give him a haircut. Fucking Christ.
Was that what his brother was trying to tell him at the very end? You need a fucking haircut.
The orphanage is running a haircut place. They're called Blade Children.
Blade Children is just the name of a salon.
What does this mean? Brother, no!
You look fucking stupid. Don't have your hair like that at my funeral.
This is why we never let you go outside.
I think that period of jokes was probably more entertaining than the entire episode is going to be. Calling that now.
That's sad expectation, but maybe not inaccurate. Alright, so Blade Children probably would have been a better name than Spiral something reasoning whatever the fuck it was. Like, you know, actually relevant to the show. The fuck does Spiral mean? Whatever. Alright. Mystery show. Great. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you guys.